47 seconds of logos. Also naming your production company scot-free when one of the Scots is directing the film. You ever take drugs and wander through a train yard? Yeah, well, now you have. Sleeping on a couch. Look, I did it for 5 years, so I can sin it. I understand what it does to a person's spine. I'm not super bothered by the parking on both sides of the street, leaving only room for one car to travel, which is definitely annoying though. But look at the way all these cars are facing. They all park like they're British when they're in Pennsylvania. What town says drive on the right side, park facing the left? This is madness. Stalking your kids. Kids. Also, field trips. This is just a tracking shot of the van, but am I the only one concerned by how much rust is on this fucking bridge? Having the knowledge now that this would be the last time we would see this credit on the big screen is absolutely heartbreaking. We miss you, Tony. The world of film was a lot more fun with you in it.
Tie the hoses once we got it parked.
This is one of the laziest inciting incidents I think I've ever seen in a movie. Underwater's T.J. Miller is standing right where they need to be tied off. Why doesn't he just go ahead and take care of it? Why is this scene? Taking personal phone calls in the first hour of your first shift of your new job.
Your lawyer just called. You got a break.
Why did the lawyer not call the cell phone that Chris Pine clearly has? And if he called a landline, why would he give important legal news to a brother or landlord or whoever the f*** instead of just asking them to have Chris Pine call back?
The hearing's been moved up to this morning.
Can a judge actually go into work in the morning, hear about a case that's down the road that would like to resolve earlier, and then just demand that everyone involved in that case show up immediately? Because that seems to be what happened, according to this phrasing.
What's our fuel gauge reading? Fuel gauge.
2,900.
2,900.
What a dick.
I'm hopping out.
Do not get out of that cab, man.
Here's the only true villain in this movie. And yes, the corporate railroad people are evil, but they didn't cause this. This guy ignored the air brakes issue and is now about to hop out of a moving train to race it to a track switch. This is your villain. Final unstoppable destination.
You better get back on.
I mean, you could also be running yourself to try and help him out instead of just calling him names, but you do you, get him to the Greek's T.J. Miller. Instead of being concerned about a runaway train, Dewey's co-workers laugh and point at him and clap for his stupidity. Guy who got pissy about his co-workers being on a cell phone during work hours will now be on a cell phone during work hours.
Ooh, you're in trouble.
I'm sure there's more to this story than we're seeing, but he is calling his daughter on her birthday. So is she upset that he didn't wake her up at 5 a.m. to tell her?
Like I told you. You don't know something, just ask.
But Will wasn't taking a stab in the dark. He thought he was doing it right. How would he even know to ask Frank for help? We're supposed to like Frank, right?
Gotta tell you, I heard it before and gets old real fast.
Thing I say to pretty much anyone that rings my doorbell.
How fast is it going?
No more than 10 miles per.
Okay, jump on the high rail and go after it.
Why haven't they already done this? Why were Dewey and Galise standing around waiting for Connie to get to work? How have either of them kept their jobs up to this point?
Now!
Okay, ball buster.
This fucking guy. He's mad at the boss for being mad at he and his partner's fuck up. He's probably the kind of employee that gets so mad about his female boss he calls in fake bomb threats about her.
What time is train time?
The fuck does that even mean?
I don't care if you're talking about a spot weld on a class 3 rip track.
I don't care either, so skip. They say its name is Stanton curve, but it's obviously Chekhov's curve.
Where at? Hooters.
Even though they laugh and blush and laugh, this is still stone cold product placement for a restaurant that makes its waitresses dress in short shorts and tight, tiny shirts so that men will tolerate subpar food and sticky tables. Who is this little girl and why did she walk clear across a goddamn open field to cross a train track at this janky-ass farmer's crossing? Where are her parents and why did they raise such a stupid child? If you need the audience to know a female character is getting down to business, just have her tie her hair up. It's the female equivalent of a man loosening his tie or rolling up his sleeves. In a crisis they caused, they toss the phone at the coworker they hate and flip him off as they drive away, and these two need to suffer.
I can't hear you.
God damn it, just give these kids a fucking snack at a juice box and stop making them yell memorized train safety phrases. I know the kids aren't going to die. You know the kids aren't going to die. We all know the kids aren't going to die. There are a lot of great moments in this film, but this isn't one of them. Whoever this guy is that keeps getting updates on the court case from the lawyer and then calling Chris Pine to let him know the latest, brother, landlord, roommate, I don't care. What I care about is that he has a bowl of fucking apples on an end table near his fucking living room window. Like a set decorating douchebag. I do see a cabinet, but that lamp and table do not say kitchen. Honestly, who keeps their apples like this by the fucking window for maximum sunshine? This is actually making me mad. I'm mad right now. Fuck these apples.
What's taking you so long, Will?
This dickface only cares about personal calls when they aren't his own.
Go, go, go!
What the shit do you think he's doing? Do you not realize how fast that fucking train is going? Honestly, if he falls or gets hurt or dies, I kinda hope Workman's Comp doesn't cover it, because I am certain no one above his pay grade would approve this insane Spider-Man fuckery. Meanwhile, over where our two marquee stars are, it's still apparently dawn or dusk. What's with the inconsistent sky color bullshit? I know you have to shoot when you have to shoot, but these places are not so far apart that one should be in sunrise and the other at noon. Can't you use software to lighten the sky here so it doesn't look so obviously sunrise? Jesus.
How many cars are we supposed to cut in?
20, why?
So why is it that there's still more than 4.5 cars that are yet to clear?
This whole bit with the 5 extra cars Will attached is a big deal for the rest of the plot to proceed the way it does. And that's fine, but the problem is when Will is looking at the paper earlier, he tells Frank,
Supposed to pick up 25 cars just past Stanton.
so when did the paperwork change to 20 cars in the first place? That is a paperwork of lies.
Exactly 21 cars between the two stands. Don't ask me how I know.
He says this and then berates his newbie conductor for cutting in too many cars, when honestly, the only realistic way for him to already know how many cars fit is if he f***ed it up himself in the past and learned the hard way. So again, what a dickhead.
I've had my training, all right?
Yeah, but we're out here in the real world. This ain't training.
This ain't no bank robbery. Maybe it's not crazy to think the newscast would put up a picture of Dewey already, but that doesn't make it any less fucked up that they did it. Also, for the real-life incident this movie is inspired by, the company didn't even report the cause of the runaway train till months after it happened, so I'm calling bullshit on all this posting Dewey's picture nonsense.
Cars 7 through 10 and 16 through 19 are carrying a chemical called molten phenol. We're still trying to connect with the shipper to determine exactly what that is.
It's used in the manufacture of glue.
Convenient FRA inspector who is an expert in molten phenol is convenient.
For now, coordinate with local authorities. God knows we got to have over 100 crossings that need to be secured.
173.
Man, Mark from Superbad would flatten pennies at CinemaSins.
Sir, we're not just talking about a train here. We're talking about a missile the size of the Chrysler Building.
Actually, zookeeper's Rosario Dawson just said the train was a half-mile long and the Chrysler Building is 1,047 feet tall. So she's talking about a missile the size of 2 Chrysler buildings. And you might think that's some semantic bullshit, and you'd be right. Also, welcome to the channel. Hope you hang out for a while. One of the most hilarious things about America, and it's worth sitting here even though it has nothing to do with the film, is that several states require their troopers to wear hats with chin straps that actually lock up just below their lower lip. It will never not be hilarious. Horsing around to pad the runtime.
It's going to tell you the siding's 4,111 feet, but that's signal to signal. In reality, it's more like 2,500 feet.
Frank is trying to say because of the extra 5 cars, they won't be able to fit into the siding. But the average train car is around 68 feet, so if they have 25 cars, plus the locomotive, which on average is around 73 feet, then they have a little over 1,700 feet of train, which would fit just fine in a siding that gives them 2,500 feet.
And the resulting stock devaluation?
Thinking about stock prices in the time of a potential disaster. This is just capitalism.
This is Owens! 71, 70, 71 on the gun.
Well then, Owens, you get your ass in that squad car and you pull that locomotive over for speeding, you hear me?
We just witnessed AWVR employee Ryan Scott boarding one of the rescue helicopters. He is a 22-year-old Marine vet who has just returned from Afghanistan.
Using news position for exposition and character development.
Connie sent you?
How fucking convenient that this backwoods Pennsylvania trooper knows Connie Hooper by name and also had an apparently awesome interaction with her at one point, because that's all it takes to get these cops to help out. This movie is 26% newscasts. I know we need to be cinematic and all, but this helicopter is dangerously close to the train, the cars, the people, and generally everything.
We've just learned that 26-year rail company veteran Judd Stewart is at the controls of the engine.
How is the newscast getting so much detailed information this quickly? This plan just got in motion a few seconds ago. I just realized that if they don't use Soul Asylum's runaway train during the credits, then that means this movie hates the 90s. Look at these 3 helicopters here. Tell me that they are communicating and coordinating with each other, and I will throw a pie in your fucking lying ass face. This is chopper chaos. Marine Ryan Scott survives this.
Looks like Marine Ryan Scott's been injured.
That's a no-go.
This guy's calm reaction to this happening to Marine Ryan Scott. I know you've got to keep your cool, but that dude could be dead. Also, continuing to refer to this guy as Marine Ryan Scott. How would that designation even be beneficial? Are there a lot of runaway trains that Marines are having to deal with these days? Holy shit, those 2 locomotives blew up like cars in a Toonces sketch. That Toonces reference just caught me some viewers due to generational gaps, but I stand by its accuracy.
Wow, I can't believe how crazy that was.
Seriously? After putting 26 years of his life into the rail company, Judd Stewart just got charbroiled on national television, and that's the reporter's reaction? What the fuck is wrong with the people in this town? Are people dying so much here that this has just become second nature? The look of the man that is responsible for at least 1 death today, if not 2, and why is he even still allowed on the rail company's premises? Fucking Dewey. Are these helicopters dueling over position? Why the hell are they constantly so close to crashing into one another? Can they not track and film the train without being literally 15 feet above it?
Tell your sister I love you both.
I love you both, but I can only tell that to you, the one sister. The other one has to believe you when you tell her, and that may mess with her head for a while after I die, but wait. Did I not mention I was going to die? This shot right here, this shot is a lie. Look, 777 is going to make contact here on the 4th or 5th car 1206 is carrying. Stop lying, movie.
Are you in or are you out?
I'm in. Wait, no, I'm out. Wait, in! No, ow! Fuck. Can we just go to Wendy's instead?
Who said anything about a derailer?
Dispatch, they said that they're evacuating Arklow. 2 + 2 is 4.
The guy you talked to from dispatch told you they were using a standard DRE to derail the train, Frank, so why wouldn't you just give Connie that information instead of having her guess and waste time calling Galvin? Okay, I've f***ing had it. I'm adding 15 cents for all the incredibly dangerous low helicopter activity in this movie, both in story and out of story. This is too dangerous, you idiots.
She already told us.
Frank, this is Oscar Galvin, VP of Operations, patched in at his request, open mic.
Not telling the person you're contacting they are on speaker from the get-go.
We are derailing 777, Frank. It's a done decision.
Telling a character played by Denzel that your choice, which is opposite his wishes, is a done decision. Look at this long-ass rail map on this long-ass conference room table. Do the uppity-ups only know how to work with paper? Is there no way to digitize this? Like, oh, say, the way they have it set up back at the local level this girl is calling you from?
Forced early retirement, half benefit.
Capitalism. Fox News has more product placement in this film than Taco Bell Pizza Hut has in Demolition Man. Look at all these rubbernecking pulled over or drove here on purpose just to see the death train and hopefully film it, motherfuckers.
You hit her?
No. I mean, I scared her, but I didn't hit her.
I realize the movie needs to toe this line to help make this guy likable, but it's a fine fucking line, man. He doesn't have to have hit her to have abused her. Does everyone realize that at least?
You pulled a gun on a cop?
Technically, it was sitting on the dash and there was no pulling on someone. You need to listen, Frank, if you ask someone to tell you a story.
It's just like the shooting range!
It is not.
Hold your fire! Hold your fire! You're shooting the fuel cap, goddammit!
Well, the fuel cap is right next to the red button you wanted them to shoot at, so this is kind of on you, mister. It's just like the shooting range.
We were aiming to disable it by firing shotgun rounds.
Not pictured in this scene, shotguns.
Basically, it works like a ramp. The train comes along, this piece here will lift the flange and pull it outside the rail.
I know nothing about railroading, but even I can see there's no way in hell this would work with a train that long and going that fast. And the majority of these people should know that. There are ways to make our protagonists be the eventual heroes and not make it look like 99% of the people working for the rail company are fucking morons. These dumb motherfuckers are trying to derail this train and left all their cars right here along the track, like dumb motherfuckers. I guess you might say they're trying to use the cars to shield the public from debris, but that's stupid, and also tell the crowd to go away. You are police.
And this is the sound of me saving your ass.
Premature celebration. Holy f***, gas is $2.79? Train disaster or no, let's go back to this time right f***ing now. Oh my god, wanton exaggeration called and it wants its job back. 752,000 in Stanton, PA? First of all, Stanton is a fake city. There's a new Stanton in PA and it has about 2,000 residents total. So they created a fictional blue-collar working class town of 752,000 right at the curve of an elevated railroad track, but only because they wanted to inflate the number of potential victims. Nashville, Tennessee, by comparison, has only 692,587 residents in the city limits. Yes, there are more than 1 million if you go outside the city limits to surrounding suburbs, but this fake-ass Stanton doesn't even have skyscrapers, let alone a suburb infrastructure outside the city proper. 752,000 residents, goddamn my fucking not moronic ass!
No one seems exactly clear on what their plans are should they catch up to that train.
The f***? Do people think they aimed to ram it? Yell at it from really close behind? How goddamn stupid are the people you talked to before you made this statement? No one is getting their chicken wings right now while the entire wait staff of Hooters watches the train drama, probably on Fox News. Also, everyone important to them is looking at a TV screen right as Frank and Will are shown because movie. It's insane to me that in a movie as wild as this one is, the most unbelievable part is that the news team would have the time to whip up this graphic about a maneuver they would have just learned about in the last couple of minutes.
Come on, Will.
She's choosing now to call Will, even though she knows he's in the middle of trying to save the small town of Stanton and its 752,000 citizens. F***ing Darcy.
The grain car blew us down!
Of course it did, because a runaway train with power barreling into the small town of 752,000 people wasn't enough of an obstacle. Let's throw some flying green in for good measure.
Chopper 43, can you zoom in?
Yes, let's zoom in on the possible dead body / tragedy. Let's get closer. Zoom in on the death.
How's Will?
He's different. Over.
Answering a serious and concerned question in this manner.
We may not have a choice. Just tell him it's going to be real hot.
My agent to the radio stations regarding my upcoming rap album titled Sins Before Synth. I imagine the customers at this point are all chanting, "Where's my wings? Where's my wings?"
And a railroad spokesman just confirmed he is attempting
Think it'll
to
work?
slow down 777.
Yeah, he's been doing that this entire fucking time. How is that breaking news?
Theoretically, provided that locomotive's independent brake holds out.
That sounds just vague enough to be unhelpful.
This is the police. get off the roof!
Look, all I'm saying is, if they're dumb enough to get on top of a roof in a situation like this, maybe we just leave them up there. Movies make it seem like it's so easy to run on top of a train while it's in motion. I'm guessing A, it's not, and B, it would be easier if it was a flat surface, but he's running on a circular car with wind ripping into him and not even slowing down. I know Denzel is f***ing Denzel, but I'm having a hard time not calling bullshit on this. There may be a chemical spill due to a train derailment. Let's all go watch! And sure, the train company hasn't probably made it public that there are deadly chemicals on that train, but in that case, the sin is on the train company. Either way, this gets a sin. Look at this goddamn moron. Here's a newsman who has set up his shot directly in line with a possible derailment angle for the incoming too-fast train. He even then discusses, with graphics, how the silos just behind him have fuel oil in them and will catch fire and explode. What a dumbass this guy is. I have no choice but to send the train sidewheeling. It's dramatic, but physics doesn't really appreciate how it's being treated here in this scene. Phew, I'm so relieved the runaway train made it safely through the dangerous curve in this town of 752,000 people.
Looks like Frank Barnes is making an all-out effort.
As opposed to what? Is it possible to be half-assing it when you're running on top of a runaway train that's powered?
There's Ned.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That you haven't spoken to Ned once in the last 45 minutes, even though he was your outside man? I agree, Connie. It's very unbelievable.
I'm kind of busy right now, Connie. I'll call you back.
So why did you answer the phone?
Do it, you pussy!
I love Ned. I mean, I can't remove a sin because he's also kind of an asshole, but he's our asshole. Wait, how lucky are we that there is a road directly alongside this track for this long, right at this crucial moment in time? Yeah, hug it out, asshole. You only murdered one person today. You know, I have to warn you, I've heard rekindled relationships based on intense experiences never work.
Ned, were you worried?
Letting Ned speak at a press conference for the rail company. So wait, they ran microphones out here, barricades, parked 2 helicopters super close together just outside, lined up police cars all fancy, and erected bleachers all out here at the site? And all before Connie could drive here? And without letting the heroes change clothes or get a shower? This is like a day after press event, but the movie is acting like it's mere minutes after, and that shit is bonkers. We wouldn't dare play the music, and I love Sierra and Missy Elliott as much as Russell Wilson does, but jumping right into Work It is a super odd tonal shift at the end of this movie. You can't just knock someone over with a sudden club jam like that. Not when the sweet, sweet Soul Asylum jam is sitting right there.
I'm gonna wreck it!
You don't know any stories? No. All right, I'll tell you a story. This is a newspaper, right? It's 90% bullshit.
You know what you usually say at these moments.
I've had my training, all right?
Yeah, but we're out here in the real world. This ain't training.
Listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Everything in red means trouble on the main line.
That's a lot of cows.
There he is, Will Coulson.
Why they go to the commercial? Show me what's wrong with my husband. It's hard to believe what's happening. I don't know how we can take any more.
All I want is to fight on the top of a train! Is that too much to ask?
Go! Just go! Go!
Go, go, go!
I'm the king of the world!